I really don't like to be cold. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Any special requests? So-so? No special requests? Susan's choice? All right, let's start in child's pose. Child's pose, sorry. So you can choose how wide or close you want those knees to be. Letting your forehead come down to rest on the floor, your stacked palms, or your stacked fists. Just let your eyes close and start to settle in. Settle into the space, your body and your breath. And start to deepen and lengthen that breath. Trying to breathe now only through your nose. The lips are closed. Try to maintain a relaxed jaw. Work on expanding your lungs to their fullest state every time you breathe in. And every time you breathe out, try to empty every last bit of stale, stagnant air from your lungs. Quieting the mind, letting go of the day that's already passed by. And as you begin to swirl the breath ever so gently at the back of your throat, see if you can find that ujjayi form of breath. Start to move the hips slowly side to side. Just gentle movement there. And as your hips travel back to center, start to extend the arms forward, crawling them out as far as they'll go, elbows lifting away from the floor, opening your hands to shoulder distance. And then looking at the space in between the hands, gripping with your fingers, pulling yourself up onto your hands and your knees, adjusting the creases of the wrists so they're parallel with the top edge of the mat. Sliding the knees back just a couple inches behind those frontal hip bones, tuck your toes, and press up and back into downward facing dog. Bending the left knee, pressing the right heel down towards the ground. Bending the right knee, press the left heel down. Come up high on the toes, straightening both legs, push the chest back, and let both heels settle back towards the ground. Inhale, high on the toes, hips lift up, push the chest back, and lower the heels slowly down. Last time, inhale, high on those toes, hips lift, push the chest back, and let both heels melt down. Try to lift the toes and spread them out, and then relax the toes. Let the hips sway side to side. And as the hips come through center, inhale, come forward to the top of a push-up. From the toes or from down on the knees, keep the tailbone tucked and that low belly drawn up. Press the space between your shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Keep gripping with those fingers, and as you inhale, look slightly forward. Keep looking forward as you exhale, lower with control. Untuck the toes as you lift through the back of the head, bhujangasana, stretching the toes back, dragging the heart forward. And as you push into your hands, inhale, just come up a little higher. And let the forehead release down as you curl the toes. Inhale, back up to plank from toes or knees, and then hips high, chest back, downward dog. Try to just let the head be heavy. Pushing the weight out of the hands back into those strong legs. Inhaling onto the toes, knees bend slightly as you look forward, and your feet come all the way up now to your hands. And then inhale, flat back, long spine, look forward, and exhale, fold over those legs. Inhaling again to a flat back. Exhale, fold, hinge from the hips. Last time, inhale, come up halfway, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and fold as you exhale. Chin, nose, then forehead, draw in, breathe deeply. Good, as you press through the feet, starting to lift through the back of the head as you inhale, arms come all the way up. Palms come together, exhale, bring the hands down to the heart and take an inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, lead with the chest. Inhale, lengthen as you gaze out in front of you. Plant your hands, step back to the top of a push-up. Lifting through the low belly as you push the floor away. Look forward as you inhale. Keep the shoulders forward as you lower slowly down. Inhale, curl to cobra. Stretch those toes back. Drag the heart forward. Lots of downward pressure through the tops of the feet as you inhale. Come up a little higher. Lower your forehead down. Tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward dog. And just breathe here, in and out through the nose. Pull those shoulders up and back, away from the ears. Then send the crown of the head towards the space between your hands. Good. As you inhale, rise up on the toes, soft knees as you look forward. And as you exhale, bring your feet forward to your hands. Inhale to the flat back. As you exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach up and look up. Palms together, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, lead with the chest. Look forward and lengthen the spine. Plant those hands, step back, top of a push-up. Grip with those fingers, pushing the floor away from you. Now, as you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lower your shoulders to the height of your elbows, and inhale, press back up slowly. Pause there at the top. Lift through the belly. Inhale, your gaze is forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Hold as you exhale. Last one. We inhale, still looking forward. Lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, hips up. Push the chest back, downward dog. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, lower your right knee under your hip, bring the right hand to line up with it, and plant the left foot directly behind the right knee. Inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling above you. Turning your whole torso open to the left. Turn your left palm forward now and reach the arm over the ear. Try not to bend that elbow. Press down through that right hand, lifting the shoulder up and away from the wrist. Can you bring a bit more weight into your right palm? Letting your left foot get light. Maybe you can lift that left leg up, parallel to the ground. If you've lifted the left foot, slowly release it down, suction cup it to the ground. Let's inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, look down, lower the hand down, lower the knee down, and bring your hands to shoulder distance, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. 2 more, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Last time, inhale, make that U shape with the spine. Exhale, totally rounding, arching the back. Neutral table. When you're done, left knee stays there, left hand comes in to line up with it, and the right foot plants behind the left foot. When you're ready, the right arm floats up towards the ceiling, stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips. Turn your right palm forward and begin to reach the arm over the ear. Keep spiraling your chest, open to the right. Pulling both shoulders down, away from the ears. Really push into that left palm. Maybe the left hand takes a bit more weight and the right foot begins to float up. If the right foot leaves the floor, flex it. Spread the toes. If that right foot has come up, nice and slow, set it back down. Grip with it, inhale, that right arm reaches up, looking down, lower your hand and your knee down, widen your hands back to shoulder distance, inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat, 2 more. Go as slowly as your breath length will let you. After that third one, you can either take it up to down dog or take it back into child's pose, whatever feels more like a pose of rest for you right now. Breathe deeply. Taking 2 more breaths here. And if you're in child's pose, coming up to downward dog. From downward dog, we inhale onto the toes, soften the knees as you look forward, and without a sound, let your feet join your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Good. Inhale, reach up as you look forward and take a side bend to your right as you exhale. Inhale to center and then over to the left. Inhale, come up, look up, and take the back bend. Inhale all the way up and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, little squeeze between the shoulder blades, plant your hands, step back. Top of a push-up. Try to keep gripping with those fingers, pushing the earth away. Now inhale to look forward, exhale to lower with control. Send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head. Take the arms back like jet airplane wings and lift those hands off the ground. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and then float both legs up. Stretching those toes back, stretching back through those fingers. Take another inhale, bring everything up even higher, and then let your forehead touch. Hands plant beside the chest as you tuck your toes. On your next inhale, come back up to plank. and press up and back to downward dog. Inhaling, the right leg floats up slowly. Hips remain level, foot is flexed. Keep trying to press that left heel down towards the ground at the same time. On the inhale, let the right leg come up even higher, and then take a big step forward with the right foot. Plant your left foot on a 45-degree angle, and on an inhale, reach up into your warrior one, virabhadrasana. So as the arms reach up, starting to look up, let that right knee bend deeply over that right ankle, drawing right hip back, left hip forward. Try to press that left leg as straight as you can. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. Start to turn open to the left, walking that left foot back a little further as you line up your right heel with the arch of your left foot. Keep that right knee over the right ankle. Take the arms out to a T. Turn your head to the right. Look down that right arm. Virabhadrasana, warrior two. Try to get that right shin straight up and down, knee right over ankle, reaching back through those left fingers so that you're not leaning over that front leg. Try to extend the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, windmill your hands down. Come onto the ball of your left foot, planting both palms flat. Right foot joins the left, top of a push-up. Look forward as you inhale. Slowly lower with control. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, pause. Take your arms again, back leg, jet airplane wings. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and lift both those feet up. Stretch those toes back behind you. See if you can inhale everything up a little higher and then slowly settle back down. Hands beside the chest, tuck the toes with an inhale. Come back to the top of a push-up and press back into downward facing dog. And breathe here. Inhale, let your left leg float up. Hips stay level. Keep pressing that right heel down towards the ground. Try to keep both the arms very strong and straight. Relax the head. Inhale the left leg a little higher, and then a big step forward with the left foot. Right foot now plants on a 45-degree angle. Inhale, arms sweeping up into your warrior one. Pull the left hip back and try to shift that right hip forward. Pressing that right leg as straight as you can. Press firmly into that left big toe and that inner left heel as you breathe. Good. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Right foot starts to walk back. Keep left knee over left ankle as you line up your left heel now with the arch of your right foot. Make sure your left big toe is still turned in slightly. Arms out to a T. Good. Make sure your left big toe is still turned in a little bit. Turn your head to the left, look down that left arm, and then reach back through those right fingers just a little bit. Try not to lean over your front leg here. Shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, relatively speaking. Try to keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine. As your left knee moves towards the baby toe edge of the foot, keep pressing firmly into that left big toe and inner left heel. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, windmill those hands down. Planting both palms as you come onto your right toes without lifting the heel of either hand, step back to plank. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, pause. Now take the arms around behind you. This time clasp your hands, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Send your knuckles towards your heels. Try to lift the arms an inch away from the buttocks so you're still up, away from the earth. Can you lift both those legs up as well? If it's too much, keep the tops of the feet down. Breathe. Try to maintain that squeeze between those shoulder blades. Take another inhale, come all the way up, and release down as you exhale. Hands beside the chest. You can either press up to plank and downward dog or take it back into child's pose, finding a pose of rest for 3 or 4 breaths. Listening to the body. Making sure if you're in downward dog, your fingers are still spreading as wide as possible. If you're in child's pose, try to let gravity pull your hips towards your heels. Good. If you're in child's pose, reach the arms forward. Pull yourself up to your hands and knees. Retuck the toes. Press up and back to downward dog. So making sure that your big toes are just a little closer together than the inner edges of your heels. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. Good. Take another inhale. Bring the right leg even higher. As you exhale, take a big step forward with that right foot and walk your hands around to the left, turning your right toes in as you go. Pigeon toe those feet at one leg's length apart, and then bring a bit of weight forward into your toes and take a deep breath in as you look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands shoulder distance apart and start to walk those hands back. Only taking them back as far as you can without the heels of the hands leaving the floor. Look at the space between your thumbs and make sure that both your feet could fit there. And then really use the strength of the arms, pulling your chest down. Maintain that shoulder distance with the elbows as well. So try not to let those elbows flare out to the sides. Try not to let the heels of your hands lift off your mat. Good. As you inhale, lift up to the fingerprints as you walk the hands forward. As you exhale, start to widen your feet. Releasing to your palms, letting your hands support a bit of your weight. How far apart can you walk those feet? Walk them out to their furthest point, keeping the soles of the feet connecting to the earth. Some of you may be low enough to drop to the forearms, but try not to drop to the forearms if all the weight comes forward into your toes. You want to keep your hips in line with your ankles, and now relax your head. Try not to let those hips come too far forward. Breathe deeply. Melting your inner thighs slowly down towards the ground. Imagine the flexibility that you would need to get the inner thighs to actually touch the ground. Take a few more deep breaths here. Hold steady. Good. On your next inhale, start to lift up to the palms. If you're on your elbows and forearms, start to heel toe those feet back in a little bit. Start to walk your hands back around to the top of your mat, turning your right toes out. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Plant both palms flat to your yoga mat. Right foot joins the left. Press back to a downward facing dog here. But as you inhale, let your left leg come up slowly. Take one more inhale, lift it up even higher. Exhale, big step forward with the left foot now. Walk your hands around to the right. Turn to face the long end of your mat. Big toes in, heels come out. Take a bind onto your big toes now with your first 2 fingers. Tuck your thumbs into those palms and wrap the last 2 fingers around those thumbs. Now inhale, look forward. Exhale, start to pull yourself down. Let your elbows bend, flaring out to the sides. Bring your hips forward in line with your ankles. Use the strength of the arms to pull your chest down. Let your head hang and be heavy. Maintain the breath. Press down firmly through all four corners of your feet. On your next inhale, come up to a flat back, long spine, look forward. Now put a little bend in the knees and bring your hands to your hips, pressing through the feet. Inhale, rise to standing. Shorten the stance just enough that you can turn your left toes out and your right toes out and bend your knees over your ankles. See if you can get your shins perpendicular to the ground, and then try to point your toes in the same direction that the knees are facing. Draw the tailbone slightly down, pull in through the low belly, take your arms to a T, palms forward, fingers spread wide. Now, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down, start to bend at the elbows so your fingers point up towards the ceiling. Look at your elbows, make sure they're still at the height of your shoulders, and then as you look forward, draw those elbows slightly back without letting the low back sway here. Good. Elbows at shoulder height, but don't wear your shoulders like earrings. On an inhale, can you lift up onto the balls of the feet? Try to keep the weight settled evenly across all 10 of those toes. Sit those hips a little lower if you can. Take another deep breath in, and with the exhale, lower those heels down, sit the hips a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the legs, toes forward, straighten the arms, palms down. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. Adjust your feet so they're one leg's length apart and pigeon-toed. Send the knuckles towards the floor as you send the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Shortening the distance between pubic bone and navel, take one more inhale. Soft knees begin to fold forward, leading with the chest. Relax the head, lean a bit of weight into the toes, and start to pull the arms away from your back. Try to keep the hips coming forward in line with those ankles. Keep pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears. Take one last inhale, stretch the arms a little further, and then relax the arms down to the ground. Walk your hands around to the left, turn your left toes out, come onto the ball of the back foot. And as you plant both your palms flat on your yoga mat, step back to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Take another full breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees to the ground, untuck your toes. Slide your hands back just in front of your knees, maintaining that shoulder distance width, and then take the top of the head onto the floor and bring it forward away from the hands, the same distance forward as the hands are wide widthwise. So now all 3 points are equidistant to one another, and the elbows are right over top of those wrists. Keep hugging the elbows in as you pull the shoulders up and back away from the ears. So make sure that your elbows are over top of your wrists. Good, so still slide your hands back a little bit closer to your knees, even a teeny bit more. Good, keep those elbows hugging in. This might be enough right here. Some of you may choose to go further, curling the toes, lifting the knees as you straighten the legs and begin to walk the feet towards the face, bringing those hips up higher and higher. Keep hugging your elbows in. Maybe your knees can rest onto the backs of the arms with your toes on the ground. Maybe you can lift the toes up, heels coming towards the buttocks as the big toes touch. Maybe the knees can lift away from the arms an inch and you hold that tuck, and if it feels strong, maybe you're taking those legs slowly all the way up. Lots of options to take the posture to. So try not to let those elbows fall out to the sides wherever you're at today. Good. If your legs are up in the air, see if you can bring your knees back down onto the backs of the arms. Can you start to drop the feet down and drop the hips back, letting your hands take even more weight? Can your head lift up away from the ground, coming up into Bakasana? Good, and then relax back into child's pose, Balasana. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. With the hands on either side of the head, press into the palms, slowly come up. Turn your fingers towards the back of your yoga mat. Keeping your hands shoulder distance, lean back enough that you're feeling a stretch through the front of those wrists. If you need to bring your hands further forward to get more of a stretch, do so. Good. Now, take the backs of the hands onto the floor, keeping your wrist crease still parallel at the top of the mat, fingers spread wide. Lean back enough that you feel a stretch in those forearms, right at the front. So you might need to bring your hands further forward that you get that stretch. Good. Come up onto your fingerprints, bring your hands back to the top of your mat now, tuck your toes, and press back to a downward dog. Try to grip with those fingers, distributing the weight across the entire palm. Good. As you inhale, float up onto the toes, bending the knees, looking forward. Take it through to a seated position. As you extend those legs out, draw the flesh out from underneath those sitting bones. Pull all 10 toes towards you. And as you inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, move your heart in the direction of the feet, taking a grip with a bent arm, whether it's at the toes, the edges of the feet, the ankles, or the calves. Try to draw the low belly in, drag the heart forward through the upper arms, and then relax your head down. Close your eyes and breathe. Pulling not just the big toe edge of the foot back, try to pull the pinky toe edge of the foot back as well. Lengthening with your inhales, softening and melting into the pose with your exhales. Good. As you inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, reach forward, and now inhale all the way up. As you exhale, release the arms all the way down. Swing both feet around to one side, come up to those knees for a moment, and with your knees together, take your feet wider than the outer flesh of your body, wide at the hip area. And then reach for your calf muscles before you lower yourself down. Try to roll the outer edges of those calf muscles out to the sides. Start to sit down in between the heels. And if your knees tell you immediately that coming down in between the heels is too much, bring the heels just underneath the edge of the body. But try to point your toes straight back behind you. Press heavily into the tops of your feet. Good. Keeping those thighs touching. For some of you, this might be enough here. Some of you may choose to take the hands behind you, leaning back. Keep pushing into the tops of your feet, right to the pinky toe edge. Maybe you're lowering to your forearms. Maybe you're lowering all the way down onto your back. Find your edge. Try not to let your knees pull away from the floor. Try not to let those thighs separate. When you come to that furthest place in the pose, relax, close your eyes, and just breathe. If you are lying on your back, press into the elbows and forearms as you inhale, slowly starting to come up to the palms. Bringing your shoulders back over your hips, coming away from the floor with the hips, press up and back to a down dog and stretch it out for a moment. Maybe walking the heels up and down a few times. Pressing both down at the same time as you push the chest back. Good, inhale onto the toes, little bend to the knees as you look forward. Take it through to seated. And this time, let's bring the knees into the chest, holding on to the backs of the thighs as you point your toes, keeping your chest close to your thighs. Lift those feet up, maybe to knee height, maybe to eye level. Some of you might be working with straight legs. Keeping your chest close to your thighs, can you extend the arms out as well to become the sides of your boat? Boy, oh boy, do I miss doing this in the grass. It was so much nicer on that tailbone. So keep lifting the heart, keep that squeeze between those shoulder blades. Take another inhale. Can you lift the toes a little higher? As you exhale, plant your feet hip distance. Hands behind you, about a foot or so, shoulder distance apart. And when you're ready, inhale, take it up into reverse table. Knees coming forward over ankles, shoulders are over wrists. You can look down the front of the body, up towards the ceiling, or relax the head and look all the way back behind you. Push the chest up. Push those hips up. Take one more inhale. Look forward, lower the seat. Lower the elbows. Lower your back, your head. Draw your knees into your chest. Take them really wide. And then reaching either for big toes, inner arches, ankles, or shins. Press that tailbone down and take it into happy baby pose, stacking the ankle right over top of the knee. Like you were standing on the ceiling with the soles of your feet, use the strength of the arms now to gently draw down with those hands as though you could pull your knees towards the sides of your ribs or towards your armpits. So bring those ankles right on top of those knees. Good. Let's let the arms and legs float up towards the ceiling, releasing a hold of those feet or legs, separating your hands to shoulder distance, separating your feet to hip distance. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Circle those wrists and ankles the other way. And then extend up through the heels and the balls of the feet. Extend up through those fingers without lifting the shoulders away from the ground. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, set your feet on the floor. Turn your palms forward as you lower your arms down to your sides, setting up for your bridge pose. Plant your heels in front of your buttocks, hip distance apart. Tucking the tail as you flatten the low back. Inhale, lift the hips slowly up into bridge. Try not to let your knees go wider than your hips. Pushing your chest now towards your chin. Can you walk your hands a bit closer together? Maybe some of you can clasp the hands. Really rolling those arms underneath you as you squeeze those shoulder blades together, pushing your heart towards your chin. Really press down now through your feet, your arms, shoulders, and head, and lift those hips as high as they'll go. Take one last inhale, rise to the toes, and the arms slide out from under you as you roll the upper back down, mid back, low back. Let your heels come down. Bring your feet together. Let the soles of the feet touch. Let your knees release out to the sides. Arms into cactus pose. Bend at the elbows. Fingers pointing straight to the wall behind you. Keeping those wrists in line with those elbows. Shoulders are down, away from the ears. Chin is tucked and the neck is long. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, turn your head slowly to the right. Inhale, roll it to center and all the way to the left. Inhale, bring your head up, feeling that massage across the back of the skull to the right again. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale to center. As you exhale, reach your hands for your thighs, and then inhale, help those knees back up. Draw the knees into the chest, reaching for the knees with the hands. Just rock side to side. Good. As you roll back to center, take both your hands to your right knee and send your left leg out onto your yoga mat. Flex both your feet. So pulling all 10 of your toes towards you, pull your right knee in towards the center of the right side of the chest, and then begin to resist the pull of the arms by pushing your knee into your hands. Good. Inhale, let your forehead or your chin come up towards that knee. Flare those elbows out to the side, shoulders stay down, away from the ears, and now lift your left leg 1 inch off the floor and push your heel forward. Keep spreading the toes. See if you can inhale, pull yourself up even higher, squeeze that knee in. As you exhale, lower the left heel, lower your back, lower your head, and take a grip now on the back of your right leg, well below the knee on the thigh. And now push your thigh forward into your hands and make a footprint on the ceiling with the sole of that right foot. When your right leg is straight, pull it towards you. Try not to lift your left leg off the ground. So keep pressing the back of the left knee down, keep pressing the back of the left thigh down. Try not to bend your right knee just to get your thigh to come in closer to your chest. Keep that leg as straight as you can, and now on an inhale, lift the head and the back. Slide your hands maybe up to your calf, maybe to your ankle. Look up towards that ankle and pull that straight right leg towards you. Keep the shoulders relaxed and down, away from the ears. Take another inhale, bring yourself up, squeeze that leg in, slide your hands down the leg as you exhale, lowering your head down, release the arms down beside you. Pushing into your palms, point your right toes, flex your right foot. Point your right toes. Flex your right foot. Right leg is still up in the air. Point your toes. Flex your foot. Inhale, push up through the heel. Exhale, lower that right leg all the way down. And then inhale, draw your left knee into your chest. Reach up for the knee with the hands and squeeze that left knee in towards the center of the left side of your chest. So as those arms pull the knee in, you're going to start to resist that pull, pushing your knee into your hands at the same time. Press that right knee down towards the ground, the back of the thigh down towards the ground, and now inhale, draw the forehead or the chin up towards that left knee, flaring the elbows, keep pushing your knee into your hands, and now float your right leg just off the earth. Continue to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose. Take another inhale, bring yourself up, squeeze that leg in, and then lower your right heel, your back, your head down. Take a grip on the back of the left thigh, push your thigh into your hands, and make a footprint on the ceiling with the sole of the left foot. When you can't get it straighter, pull that left leg towards you. So try not to bend the knee. Try not to lift your shoulders up away from the earth. Hands are below the knee here. Press the back of that left knee open. Pull your toes towards you. Now, continue to press your right leg down towards the ground, back of the knee, back of the thigh, and on an inhale, lift the head and the back. Your hands are going to slide up the left leg now, maybe to your calf, maybe up to the ankle. Look up to the ankle, pull that straight left leg in. Keep pressing that right leg down towards the ground. Feel the stretch through that left hamstring. Take one more inhale, pull yourself up, squeeze that leg in, slide your hands down the leg so you can lower your back and your head down, release the arms down beside you. Pushing into your palms, point your left toes. Flex your foot. Point and flex, point and flex. Spread the toes, take another inhale. Exhale, lower that left leg all the way down. Walk your feet towards you. Bring your arms to a T or to cactus, depending on your proximity to the wall, and then pressing into those arms, draw the knees towards the chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let both your knees melt over to the right. Turn your head to the left. Don't lift the left shoulder. Set the feet gently down. Palms can face up if you'd like, if the arms are straight. Try to draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Surrender your body to gravity. Let it pull you down. Relaxing and melting into this twist. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in oxygen. Breathing out toxins. Breathing in light. Breathing out darkness, tension, stress, however you visualize that. Breathing in prana. Breathing out anything that does not serve you well. Let it go. Good. As you press down through the arms and you engage those legs, wait for the inhale to lift the head and the knees slowly up. And transition to the other side as you exhale. Head is turning right, legs melting left. Try not to lift the right shoulder. Set your feet down before that happens. And again, the palms can face up if you'd like. But try not to let your hands come up higher than your shoulders. We really want to encourage those shoulders to come down and away from the ears. Melting the right shoulder and shoulder blade and that low right rib cage down towards the floor beneath you. Relax. Release. Starting to press into those palms, the arms, engaging the legs. Wait for your inhale and come back up slowly. Reach for the knees, hug them into your chest, and then try to draw the forehead towards the knees. Wrap the arms, if you can, even more tightly around the legs. Start to squeeze yourself into the tiniest little ball. Take another inhale. Hold the breath. Scrunch up the face, the scalp, everything tight one last time. And then relax. Make yourself ready for Shavasana. Whatever you need for comfort, making those adjustments for yourself. Blanket, socks, eye pillows, whatever you need. And once you're ready, relax. Making sure that your body is comfortable, making any last final adjustments before you melt into complete and total stillness. The breath growing softer. The body growing heavier. Relax. 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 Deepening the breath once again. Moving the body, starting with fingers and toes, then hands and feet, wrists and ankles, turning the head slowly, side to side. Let your head come to center. Slide your legs together as you point your toes, reach the arms over the head, take a deep breath in, stretch the body out, and then relax the arms back down. Drawing knees to chest, hugging them in with your hands, rocking from side to side. Roll over to whatever side speaks to you today, and pause, and breathe, and notice, and thank yourself for this practice. When you're ready, make your way slowly up to seated. Bring your hands together at your heart, sealing in your practice with an Om. Take a deep breath in. The divine light within me humbly honors that same divine light within you. Namaste. Happy Halloween.